Neppuu Kairiku Bushi Road begins by showing the Earth once had a magnificent civilization that ascended to the heavens, but that all changed 500 years ago. The entire civilization fell, and those who survived were changed forever. Then the ultimate evil appeared on Earth, and the remaining civilization was forever terrified. The ultimate evil is known as a shinobi. They arrive on a meteor, and have since terrorized humanity. The shinobi annihilated great cities and nature. Earth is now a bleak wasteland, and those that survive must hide from the monsters every day. We observe a mysterious man with long white hair and glasses in the present, surrounded by wild beasts. The monsters aren't assaulting him, and they appear to be working for him. This man declares that he has finally captured the land of eyes. Two soldiers watch as his eyes have been completely destroyed by monstrous shinobi. They chose to leave because it was too hazardous. Meanwhile, we notice a large transport van traveling to an unknown location. Inside the van, two defenseless girls are conversing, and it appears that they have been traveling for the past 3 months. They abandon their fortress. The girls speculate that the princess has become depressed as a result of their long journey. Meanwhile, the princess is fast asleep in the front seat with the driver and mate Sanda, since the route fatigues her. A massive vehicle travels over a bleak landscape, and the relics of a formerly civilization world can be seen. The princess fantasizes about her past and the waning days of her kingdom. Her name was a princess and priestess of the mighty country of ice. Evil shinobi creatures invaded her land one fateful day. She had to witness the death of her mother at the hands of the shinobi. And as a result of that incident, she has vowed to collect the next AniStory weapons and put a stop to the shinobi's reign of terror. Princess Amy abruptly awakens and instructs Sanda to stop the car because she detects shinobi near their location, a group of people that have shackled a tiny child. The people are presenting the shinobi a human sacrifice. Princess Amy exits the car and encourages the people to halt their craziness, but the tribe's leader orders them to leave. As the shinobi begin to appear, Santa appears in the form of a massive Mac robot. Santa uses his mecha name to hit the shinobi with a tremendous blast just as he is about to consume the shield, then flies her own mech. As more shinobi appear, San and Amy must fend them off. While San battles off other shinobi, Amy is able to hold off and destroy many shinobi. Eventually, Amy is surprised to discover that dead shinobi have begun to fuse together, creating a larger monster. Amy tries to fight it, but she's outmatched and her mecha has suffered significant damage. Suddenly, a boy with white hair appears who appears to be infected. He is quick and cuts the shinobi in half. He then saves them from being slain by using his extraordinary speed. She gives a good look at the youngster who has one blue eye and the other wrapped in purple alien armor. Aim and Sanda continues to fight, and the mystery boy joins them in the fight. They eventually vanquish all of the shinobi and save the villagers, and we see the child defeat the last shinobi. The boy's body then returns to normal, and he begins to bleed. The gang bids farewells to the villagers and departs with the mysterious youngster. The females on the van are Eri, Rin, and Yuzu, and they all examine the boy. He appears to be unaffected by the shinobi poison, but his body appears to have absorbed a lot of harm. The boy wakes up, but he instantly collapses on the ground owing to tiredness, so the girls offer him some rice to eat. Meanwhile, San informs the princess that they would have to camp tonight. Once the youngster is able to walk on his own, Sanda explains that the unique lights he is planting around the car will keep the shinobi away. San instructs the child to go introduce himself to the princess, as she has been concerned about him. The lad goes to find the princess, who is standing atop a mountain. He is taken aback by her beauty. When the princess notices him, she is embarrassed because no one has ever seen her like this before. When the two begin talking, the boy discloses his name is Su. Princess A moves closer, and she says that she has discovered that Su is truly in being known as Yiju. He is the last of his kind, and Princess Aim begs him to join her fight against the shinobi. However, Su gets scared and runs away as he doesn't feel that he is powerful enough to help the princess. Later in the evening, Aim and Sanda talking, and we learn that the Yaju are special beings that are said to be created by humans as weapons to fight the shinobi. Sanda even fought alongside one of the Yaju, but it has long been said that their kind has disappeared. The following morning, Su appears in front of the group's vehicle. He says that because the princess saved her life, he will fight alongside her and help her destroy the shinobi once and for all. Princess Aim is happy and she thanks Su. She also tells him that he is not a monster nor a shinobi. His eyes are the color of the beautiful sky, so he must be special. After Su joins the party, Sanda gives him a special military outfit. Su asks the princess where they are going, and she informed him that their destination is the Old Land, which was once a place of great cities. But when a meteor landed there, everything changed. It's also revealed that the group is searching for the sacred weapon called Jiga Road. This weapon is said to be able to destroy all shinobi and free the earth from their terror. Princess Aim wears a mysterious stone around her necklace. that is said to activate the jagged road. Su remembers a useful detail from his past and thinks he knows the road to the old land. The group arrived at the spot that Su remembered. A giant storm is outside and came along with saying they have to pilot their mechas. Su is strong enough to power through the storm. They slowly make their way down the dangerous road when they are attacked by a shinobi. They manage to defeat it, but Sanda and Aim notice that their shields are losing power. Aim spots various broken down markers, and they realize that they are not the first to try this journey to the old land. With their shields falling apart, Aim and Sanda will soon lose consciousness. So Sanda warns the princess and tells her they need to turn back. But Princess Aim doesn't want to give up, so she keeps moving until eventually both her and Sanda pass out. Su goes back to rescue them when giant mecha soldiers arrive and they are all taken prisoner. Princess Aim wakes up the next day and realizes that her group has been taken to the Torai castle. Aim is greeted by a commander in the Torai army who invites her to go meet someone very important. This whole Torai castle is a giant city located in the desolate desert. Aim thanks the soldier for saving their life and the commander delivers Aim to a special room. There, Princess Aim meets the great ambassador of Torai called Kazusa Shin. Princess Aim gets angry when Kazusa tells her the quest to find the holy weapon is a stupid one. He thinks that the weapon does not exist, or if it does, it could cause humanity to be destroyed as well as the shinobi monsters. Kazusa tells Aim that his only goal is to protect the people of Torai. He also takes the necklace that Aim wears. Later on, Aim starts feeling faint and she has a flashback of a man with long white hair and glasses. She doesn't understand the memory and she ends up falling to the ground. Kazusa notices this and goes to help her. But suddenly Su comes out from the air. Kazusa easily overpowers him, but then lets him go and tells Aim and Su that they can stay in Torai or leave. It's their choice. Later on, he goes back to her friends and apologizes as she feels that she has failed them. Sanda also starts training Su to become an even better fighter. They train with wooden sticks so that Su can perfect his skills. The leader of the Torai castle, called Tali, invites Kazusa and Su to his chambers, where it reveals that he wants to bring the holy weapon to Torai. He also orders the princess to be captured. Later on, Aim and Su hang out, but Amy is feeling sad about everything and doesn't know if her quest is the right decision. As a way to cheer her up, Su picks her up and goes running around the city. The two of them have a great adventure, seeing the beautiful town and sun. Later, the two even become a little closer in a romantic way. It seems that both of them have fallen in love with each other. Feeling much better, Aim decides that she will continue her search for the holy weapon. However, out of nowhere soldiers show up to take away the princess. Su defends her and begins fighting them. But the scrap is broken up when the kind soldier that helped him shows up. His name is revealed to be Hashiba Hinata. And while he is a commander of Torai, he still saves the princess. Hashiba reveals that the Lord Tao has decided to use the holy weapon for his own gain. Hashiba tells Princess Aim that she must find Kazusa before he goes to search for the weapon. Aim and Su make their way to their friends and tell Sanda to prepare for an escape. They then finally find Kazusa, so Princess Aim tries to explain that while she understands that the holy weapon is dangerous, it must be used so that people can be free of the shinobi monsters. She then demands her necklace back as she will continue her quest. Kazusa is still convinced that the holy weapon will only bring death and destruction to humanity. He tells the princess that if she wants her necklace back, she will have to kill him. Su and Kazusa then begin their duel. Kazusa is impressed that his fight with Aniapju. He doesn't often fight worthy opponents, but this time it's different. Both Su and Kazusa are extremely skilled and fast with the sword. They move at lightning speed, hitting each strike with extreme precision. Finally, Su remembers the training he had with Sanda and uses it to his advantage, managing to stab Kazusa in the shoulder, making him start to bleed out. However, Kazusa is not done and wants to continue fighting, but the princess stops it. She tells him that the people of Torai will lose a great leader if he dies today, and he owes it to those people to lead them to a better world. Kazusa is taken aback by her words. Their conversation is put to a sudden stop when a giant flying fortress appears near Torai. The fortress seems to be from ice. The mecha warriors that defend the city start firing, but they don't do any damage. Kazusa says that a shinobi has never had that much power to control an entire fortress. Princess Aim is confused as only her parents could control the fortress. Suddenly, the dark flying fortress starts to fire a shinobi blast at the city. Princess Aim remembers one other person who could have such power. Tsukiyomi, a scholar at Eyes who taught him when she was very young, seemingly died in the attack at Eyes. Suddenly, a giant dark cloud appears and from it comes Tsukiyomi. He tells Aim that he has been integrated into the shinobi life force. Tsukiyomi uses his powers to knock out Kazusa and Su. He then tells him that it has always been his goal to exterminate humanity, and now he finally has the power to do so. He is now in control of all the shinobi. Aim is confused and can't believe that her former tutor would turn to such madness. Tsukiyomi grabs her with his giant shinobi hand and starts to torture her. He wants her necklace so that he can unlock the holy weapon for himself and become a god. Su tries to get lost, but he is not strong enough. He sees that Amy is being tortured, and this awakens something in him. Suddenly, a giant armored warrior appears and shocks even Tsukiyomi. Aim realizes that Su is transformed into his berserker form. Su then slashes at Tsukiyomi, who gets scared of his power. Tsukiyomi decides to retreat his forces and uses a blue light to escape. The next day, Su wakes up in his bed back to his normal form. It seems that he totally lost control and killed all the shinobi that were attacking Torai, and Ain was the one who managed to calm him down and return to his human form. Kazusa has changed his mind about him and prepares his armies to also go to the old land and to stop Tsukiyomi once and for all. He prepares to move his entire fortress. Meanwhile, Aim and Sanda, now with better armor, manage to go into the old land. After passing through a desolate land, they reach a beautiful forest with flowers. In that moment, Aim remembers her mother and how she always wished to see old land. Suddenly, numerous shinobi appear and start attacking Aim and Sand. The two fight off several shinobi, but Sanda realizes that there are too many. He tells him to just run towards the center of the forest and to find the holy weapon. The two of them and their massive mecha take off, but Sanda is ambushed by multiple shinobi. However, he tells Princess to keep going. She initially wants to return to him, but Sanda tells her that she must save the world and that he is very proud of her. Sanda then detonates a massive blast, killing himself as well as all the shinobi in the vicinity. He eventually reaches the holy weapon. She sets her sights on the Jiga Road for the first time. It is a massive robot with the ability to manipulate all of the elements. Meanwhile, Kazusa and his entire army make their way to the old island to assist Amy. Su is also with Kazusa and is willing to fight for Aim till the bitter end. Aim attempts to activate the Jiga Road, but the machine pierces her throat. The Jiga Road appears to be unstable and must consume the life force as its host. Aim is still alive, but in weakened condition. Then with his shinobi monster, Tsukiyomi arrives and declares his desire to rule the entire world, with the Jiga Road serving as the final component in his plan. Aim utilizes her new ability to combat a huge shinobi made by Tsukiyomi. Aim attempts, but her attacks are ultimately ineffective. She has to fully activate the Jiga Road, but she hasn't been able to accomplish it thus far. Kazusa and his army arrive shortly after. They begin firing innumerable cannons at the shinobi. Su joins the battle and fights in a brutal fight with Tsukiyomi. This allows him time to charge the Jiga Road. Su loses a lot of blood throughout his fight, yet he continues to fight to protect his princess. Tsukiyomi grows tired of the fight and launches a final attack that nearly kills Su. Su, who is barely alive, makes his way to Aim while Tsukiyomi just charges up for another strike. When the Jiga Road stabs him through the chest, he embraces Aim. Both Aim and Su are then consumed by Jiga Road. The weapon is now fully operational and Aim assumes command and unleashes its full power. The fabled huge weapon has awakened and its attacks have begun, and Tsukiyomi is on the verge of defeat. Aim and Su are finally together, and she pledges that they will always be together. The Jiga Road then flies into the sky, picking up Tsukiyomi and his huge shinobi. Then all of a sudden, there is a massive explosion in the air and the people rejoice because it appears that the Jiga Road has defeated all of the shinobi. Kazusa, on the other hand, wonders if Amy is still alive. In space where the Jiga Road is drifting, the fate of Aim and Su remains unknown. But the world can finally be free of the shinobi, and the anime ends here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you liked it. See you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.